Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I'd like to welcome you all to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Research Winterton and District Branch Awareness Evening. I'd like to thank you all for coming along tonight and supporting us, especially in this weather. I really appreciate you all coming out to see us tonight. This evening is a celebration of our success and reflection of our future. And I'm going to begin by briefly telling our story and giving background on our fundraising journey. In 2009, friend to many at Winterton Comprehensive, James Neal, was diagnosed with leukaemia. James was an incredible sportsman who had the ability to succeed in all sports, one of his many talents that he was recognised for. This was how I first met James about 7 or 8 years ago when we played cricket together at Oxford Cricket Club. James was a warm-hearted person who had the cheekiest and most infectious smile that I've ever seen in my life and was loved by so many. James lost his battle to leukaemia in May 2010, just 4 days after his 14th birthday. This left a huge hole in the community and in the school. James is dearly missed every day by family, friends, but his inspirational character and warming personality will always live on with us all. James has inspired many people by the way he fought his illness, his outlook on life and his personality, and this is why so many people in Winterton and surrounding areas are keen to do as much as we can to help with blood cancers. In July 2010, we hosted the James Neal Leukaemia Week at Winterton Comprehensive School, where our fundraising began. A week in which activities were held in school over a 3-day period. Before then, fundraising like this was unknown in school. We held cake sales, sponging teachers, staff versus people sporting matches, a gig and much more. This was also very significant as we raised the largest single amount that had ever been raised in school, £2,459.92. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank John Fitzgerald and all the staff at Winterton Community Academy for their support. In particular, Neil Hodge, Julie Davey, Kathy Johnson, and Claire Vickers. And I'm pleased to say that Julie and Kathy have joined us this evening, and they're a phenomenal support to us even after we've left the school as well. So I'd like to thank them for everything they've done for us. Following our success at school and our determination to raise funds for this fantastic charity, I led the organisation Leukemia and Lymphoma Summer with friends Rachel and Lewis, with the intention of raising a target of £8,000 during our summer break. We held many events, including fundraising weeks in Winterton Juniors, Burton Primary and Winterton Comp, gigs at Winterton Comp, Winterton Rangers and Burton Village Hall, a Korean tea afternoon, a family fun day and fundraisers at Winterton Show, as well as many other activities and competitions. As a result of all the events that we had been carefully planning, a total of £10,040 was raised, smashing our target. And this was how the Winterton District Branch was formed. Following our previous fundraising success, I was asked by Leukemia and Lymphoma Research if I would be interested in forming the Winterton and District Branch. Now a year on and a quarter, and the Winterton and District Branch is stronger than ever, with over 50 members in our phenomenal fundraising team, with a healthy total of over £15,000. This means that combined with our previous fundraising events, and over £1,000 that's to come from Chat's Hairdressers from our recent head shaving event, our total now stands at over £29,000. I'm now going to focus upon the success of the branch, our achievements, and I'd like to start by sharing with you our fantastic new awareness video that was produced for us by Northlinks TV, just one of the many local businesses that support our work.
So I began fundraising for Leukemia and Lymphoma Research shortly after a friend had passed away from leukaemia, and it started out doing a few small-scale fundraising events, and from that the fundraising has grown, which saw the birth of the Winterton District Branch in November 2011, and since then the branch has grown from strength to strength. We're reaching more people each day and increasing the amount that we're raising. So the Winterton District Branch is made up primarily of young people, mostly within the age of 16 to 18. We do have some adults that are involved with our work, but it's mostly run by young people, which is what makes us quite original, and that's why people are so keen to support us.
Oh, another go. Yay! Well done.
We have many different types of fundraisers, one of which is our Big Copper Count Up, which travels around local businesses for people to donate any copper or spare loose change, and that's a real good fundraising resource as it reaches the whole of the community. We have it in schools, pubs, shops, many different points of interest within Winston and surrounding areas, so that really reaches out to everyone.
This is the first time I've met the Winston District Branch and Danny, so it was just a great opportunity for me to come up to the area, meet all the team and see what they're getting up to really. They're quite an exciting, young, fresh group, so I wanted to come up here, see what they were getting up to and offer any help or advice that I could. We need to raise about £30 million a year to invest in our research, and we would not be able to do that without the help and support of our branches across the country, including the Midlands, raising funds by doing coffee mornings, cake stalls, walks in memory of loved ones. We really rely upon their support and we couldn't do it without them. There are loads of different ways people can get involved with leukemia and lymphoma research, both on a local and a national level. We've got the London Biothon that happens every year. We've got running events that take place across the country. And also on a local level, the Winston District Branch have got loads of different events going on throughout the year.
There's lots of ways that everyone can get involved with our fundraising. We've got a Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Winston and District Branch. They can visit that and give us a like, and lots of information on that page. People can find out about our fundraising events and what's coming up. As well as this, we've got our very own branch website, which is www.wix.com, that's wix.com/beatbloodcancers/Winston and District. On there we've got all of our latest branch news and lists of forthcoming events and how previous events have done, as we find that it's really important to let people know how much we've raised at events that they've contributed to.
A huge thank you to Northlinks TV who kindly produced our branch awareness video for us, and it can be found on all of our websites. So as a branch, we have a lot of support which helps us be as successful as we are. We have many local businesses and organisations that support our work through sponsorship, donations and prizes, and having the Big Copper Count Up on their premises, which is shown on the screen now. Just some of the donations include £750 from Tartar Steel, over £650 from the Lions, over £400 from Winston Agricultural Society. As well as this, the use of facilities, prize donations and fundraising events from the Butchers Arms, Winston Youth Club, all three Winston schools, Burton Primary School, Sedgmill Pharmacy, Grays Butchers and Bakers, the Burton Village Hall, and support from groups such as the Winston Town Council and the Winston Iron. As well as this, we have many groups and individuals who are actively involved with fundraising for our cause by hosting various events and fundraisers in our aid. From this, we've received many donations, including over £450 from Winching Chapel from their annual sponsored walks, over £170 from Winston Methodist Chapel, over £300 from Fiona Fisk, who ran a half marathon, John Leggett College students who raised over £100, and our new youngest members of our fundraising team, Archie Wood, who raised over £200 with his younger brother Toby and cousin Oscar by making and selling jam to friends and family. A forthcoming event that's been organised in our aid is a masquerade ball that will be taking place at the Wortley House Hotel on the 16th of March. This has been organised by Claire West, who has worked tirelessly to organise this event, and I'd like to thank Claire for her support. And there's still a few tickets left, so if you're interested in that, please do get in touch. We don't just rely on the kind generosity of the public to raise funds. As a branch, we also work tirelessly to host our own events to raise funds and awareness for leukemia and lymphoma research. I'd now like to share with you a short film showing some of our fundraising journey from January 2012 to February 2013.
So it would appear a bit of a charity fundraising dynamo. Winterton for leukemia and lymphoma research, up to 25 grand they've raised. Fantastic work.
Have you ever sat back and wondered is in the night sky. I casually glance
So always look on the bright side of death.
I never said I was a stargazer, but you caught me off guard. Like you can't bear your face. The brightest stars because this starlight has got a hold on my heart tonight. And your eyes, oh your eyes, sparkle in the moonlight. Take my hand, oh my hand, and we'll walk to the tree. For how long I don't know, 1,000 years to eternity. Your tears, they tell me stories as you slowly begin to cry. The moon down on your face brings my attention to your eyes. And as I pull you closer, you whisper words in my ear, words that have meaning, words that I've longed to hear, because this starlight has got a hold on my heart tonight. And your eyes, oh your eyes, they sparkle in the moonlight. Take my hand, oh my hand, and we'll walk to the tree. For how long I don't know, 1,000 years to eternity. The starlight's got a hold on my heart tonight. And your eyes, oh your eyes, they sparkle in the moonlight. They take my hand, oh my hand, and we'll walk to the tree. For how long I don't know, 1,000 years to eternity. Just
Leave it like that, Jade. I will.
Leukemia and Lymphoma Research, Winterton and District Branch. Every penny counts. So please, donate now.
Thank you to everyone that's helped make our fundraising events possible and for the continued support of our phenomenal fundraising team. Our work is absolutely vital as there's 30,000 people diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma and myeloma across the UK every year. That's someone every 20 minutes. When our charity was formed 53 years ago, in 1960, the survival rate for children was 10%. Now, thanks to the research, that is up to 90%, which is fantastic, but still isn't good enough. The survival rates for adults diagnosed with leukemia are less than 50%, which again is good, but still is not good enough, which is why our work is absolutely vital. I would now like to share with you another short video. It's a shortened version of the film Ben's Day, which gives an insight into the lives of leukemia sufferers across the UK.
One day I woke up and I just felt sick. I just don't know how I got to feel sick.
It's like turning your whole world upside down. Just somebody turning you literally upside down and that just let you fall on the floor. You just go through that a load of a range of emotions that, you know, why me and why us? And you've got like 92% of surviving ELL, what Ben's got now, but 92% to a parent is not good enough. 99.9% is not good enough, it needs to be 100%.
The hardest part about this, the journey we took with Ben having leukemia, is watching the children that haven't made it and seeing their parents go home without the result that they should have been going home with.
I was really frightened. I made my heart race.
The Charity Leukemia and Lymphoma Research are just fantastic. The support I get from them is knowing how tirelessly they are in getting a cure and trying to find a cure for this, and that is just immense, knowing that you've got this whole organisation working to make leukemia disappear. So in future, any other parent who's just been told that their child has leukemia, they can look upon it and just think, so what, it's leukemia, they can cure it 100%. Because anything less than 100% isn't acceptable.
We now come to the very exciting part of the evening, which most of you know have been waiting for. This evening is a little bit more special than meets the eye to 8 people in this room. Before booking this event, I got in touch with 8 members of our fundraising team and asked if they'd be available tonight to help at the event. And as I'm sure they probably realised by now, there wasn't a lot for them to really do. And after they'd confirmed that they could come along this evening, I discreetly contacted all their parents to ensure that they could also come along. Looks I'm getting there. Our branch will be nowhere near as successful without the support and the commitment of our fantastic fundraising team that's over 50 members strong, who work tirelessly to support and help raise funds for this charity. Every team needs a leader, but every leader needs a good team, and that's exactly what I've got. This evening is a celebration of our fundraising and our efforts for this charity, which would not be possible without our formidable fundraising team. As many of you are aware, I've had the honour of carrying the Olympic torch and have received awards in recognition of my work, such as the Diana Award, and I felt it was time that the recognition was spread across the team. Unfortunately, I could not award every member of the team. I've narrowed it down to 8. I had to carefully choose 8 individuals from our team who stood out for their commitment, support, dedication and the time they've contributed to leukemia and lymphoma research. The nominations were sent in November 2012, so the decision was based on the work and achievements up to this point, with certain boxes having to be ticked about the length of service and hours put in. After much thought, the nominations were sent, and I am thrilled to announce that this evening I have 8 Princess Diana Awards to present to 8 members of our fundraising team. So a little bit about the Diana Awards to those of you that haven't heard about them. The Diana Awards were set up in memory of Princess Diana to recognise the work of young people aged 9 to 18 who have shown commitment to helping others and creating a culture of making a difference. There's 5 different categories for the awards, and the category being presented this evening is the Champion Fundraiser. I'd now like to ask Don Johnson to come up and present the awards as a phenomenal supporter of our branch. And I'm just going to get the awards because I hid them from you. So I'm going to say a few words about each award holder before inviting them up to come along and receive their awards. Please be careful with wine. So the first award this evening will be going to Hannah Dunkley. Hannah has always been involved with our work and has always been willing to give her time. Since the formation of the Winterton branch, Hannah has become more heavily involved with our work and has become one of the key members of our organisational structure, taking large roles in the organisational side of the work, whilst always effortlessly giving up her time to help at events, whilst juggling a hectic college schedule and work commitments. Thank you, Hannah, for your support. So our next award will be going to Tom Senning. Tom is always keen to raise as much money as possible for leukemia and lymphoma research, nominating himself to get involved with everything going, including the recent head shaving challenge and becoming Mickey Mouse for the day. Tom is often the first to arrive and the last to leave when it comes to setting up events, and always makes himself available to help or showcase his musical talents when needed. Congratulations, Tom. The next award will be going to Kirsty Hogg. Kirsty is a dominant figure in our fundraising team who is always keen to transform our ideas into full-scale events to raise as much money as possible from each individual event, which has evolved from her lengthy experience of being part of our team. Kirsty always attends and helps when she can, and is another member of our team that is willing to give up her time and do that little bit extra to make events successful. Well done, Kirsty.
Thank you.
Next we have Luke West. Luke has been involved with us for the whole journey and has always been keen to use his musical talents to help us fundraise, constantly providing entertainment and showcasing his talents at our events when needed. Luke also helps with running and manning events, regularly representing the charity as often as he can, helping to make our ideas a reality. Thank you, Luke, for your continued support. Lucy Bradley will be our next award holder. Lucy tirelessly gives her time and is keen to go the extra mile to make events happen, and has always been keen to get involved. As well as this, Lucy is keen to take on her own roles in fundraising for the charity by carrying out tasks of her own to increase funds by involving other businesses and groups. Lucy can always be relied on to come along and help at events whenever she's available, and is a key member of our fundraising team. Well done, Lucy. Our next award holder can't be here this evening. It's Matthew Zamsliansky. Matthew's always supported the cause, but since the formation of the branch, he's become more heavily involved with our work by always being keen to help and attend events. Again, regularly being the first to arrive and the last to leave. Matthew has also helped spread awareness about the charity by encouraging groups and businesses to support us by holding fundraising events and collections of their own. I'd like to ask Tom if you'd like to come up and pick Matthew's certificate from him.
Am I getting a picture pretending to be Matthew?
Give it to him.
Yeah, do you think it?
Yeah, okay.
Emma Simpson is the next person to receive an award this evening. Emma has become more heavily involved with the charity since the formation of the branch and since then has barely missed an event, tirelessly giving her time and always being keen to help. Emma always turns up with a smile and genuinely loves being involved with the branch to raise as much money as possible and is willing to do anything to help. Well done, Emma. And finally, our last award this evening will be going to Rob Wilson. Rob is another member of our team that has been there for the whole journey. Like Luke and Tom, Rob is always willing to provide entertainment through his talent at events. As well as this, Rob is keen to get involved and help whenever he can, and has a passion and commitment towards the charity to raise as much as possible. Congratulations, Rob. I can't believe I managed to get them all here without knowing, so thank you. I'd like to congratulate our 8 Diana Award holders this evening, and I'd like to thank all the members of our fundraising team for their continued support, commitment and passion towards the charity to help us on our quest to raise as much money as possible to help beat blood cancers. Although everyone did not receive an award tonight, we would not operate without the whole team and their support. The award giving that I'd like this award giving to happen again in the future to reward other members of our fundraising team. I'm now going to ask Don Johnson to say a few words.
Thank you, Dan. I'm almost speechless, which is probably a bit unusual for me, but it's 50 years ago since I started teaching this year, and people often say, what are the kids like nowadays to the ones that you taught? Well, there's 1 or 2 round the room who are parents of these children. I'd actually get kids coming up and say, you taught me granny nowadays. So, it's been going on a long time, and these kids are inspirational. It's the strapline is be inspired for the leukemia research, and these kids are inspirational. I've talked many times about Dan, and how brilliant he is. The Lions have been proud to sponsor them throughout, and when you consider that there are 40 members of the Winterton District Lions Club raising probably £13,000 to £15,000 a year for good causes, there's a group here of kids, teenagers, the most vilified group in our community probably, raising money like this and doing this sort of work. It puts things into perspective, and we ought to have more publicity for these young people because they are inspirational. Lions say that our strapline is ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Well, with ordinary teenagers here, none of them are outstanding in sport or anything else, but they've all got individual talents, and they are all inspirational in what they're doing. They are raising money for a really good cause, and I'm sure James's mum is equally proud of them. Taught her as well. And you're a credit not only to your parents but to yourselves, and as grandparents in here tonight, we're absolutely as proud as a bunch of you lot. And it's a fantastic thing to be able to come up here and pay tribute to you. I know it started, unfortunately in a way, because of James, but what you have achieved in his memory is something that we are totally proud of. Everybody in this community, and I mean the whole catchment area of the Comp School, not just Winterton, all our surrounding villages. You people are well known for what you do, and you should be very, very proud of yourselves. There's not a lot more I can say. You're just a fantastic bunch of children. Well, you're not children, you're young adults, and well done all of you, especially you, Dan. What you've achieved is absolutely phenomenal, and you deserve every bit of the praise and awards that you've received as a result of this. Well done all of you.
I cannot cannot thank everyone enough that supported us throughout that journey that we've been on. Every single donation goes to vital research that we carry out every day, and we're always in need of fundraisers. Over the past couple of years, I've learned so much and worked with and met many fantastic people within our community and further afield. We've proved that with a bit of motivation, ambition and willpower, you can achieve so much. And I thank everyone who supported us, and I hope we can continue to make a difference. I'd like to end by thanking Jan for allowing us to use the facility tonight, and half the tokens from behind the counter are going to be donated, so please stay and have a look at the tea. Boost that up a little bit. I'd also like to give Calvin a massive thank you for coming along and taking photos. He's only just got back in the country today, so thank you very much for coming along and doing that for us. And I'd also like to thank Don as well for coming along and presenting the awards. So as I say, I hope you can all stay, have a drink with us, celebrate the work of these fantastic guys and all of our fundraising team. And I'd like you to thank you again for coming along and have a safe journey home. Thank you. Oh, I've just been asked by Nikki to mention, at the Butcher's Arms, we are looking to work together to put on a bungee jump event. It's booked, it's official, it's happening, and this will be happening shows Sunday. Winterton shows Sunday, which is the 7th of July, so it will involve people jumping off a 175-foot crane.
Sponsor forms and everything should be on the internet very shortly, which will be out on Facebook, and I'll put a link on. So basically, every £100 raised, £50 of that is going to and we do need 50 guaranteed jumpers, so if everybody gets sponsored.
So if you'd like more information about the jump,